Hi everyone, I hope you're doing well. In this video, we are going to look at the XAT registration process. And as part of this, we will also be looking at how do you apply to the XLRI programs, because the application to XLRI programs and XAT registration is an integrated process. So let me take you to the XAT website and show you the application process. So we are now on the main website of XAT, which is xatonline.in. And as you can see that the registration has started. It started on the 10th August and the exam is going to be conducted on 8th Jan 23. So they have given a tab through which you can figure out what the registration process is. Let me click on it and show you what the entire registration process looks like. So the registration process is quite straightforward. Firstly, you create an account on the XAT website, then you get a confirmation on your email. And once you verify your email ID, then you start filling the application form. In the form, you also have to upload a few documents. And once you do that, then you have to pay the application fees, and that is your final submit. But while doing so, you also need to select the programs for which you are applying for the XLRI programs. There are more than 160 institutes who accept XAT scores, but for them, you will have to apply separately to those institutes. And this particular form that you are filling takes care only of the XLRI program application. So once you scroll down, you will see the XAT registration fee, which is 2,000 rupees. And those of you interested in the XLRI programs, you'll have to pay 200 for each program that you apply to. So when you apply, you automatically apply to the Delhi campus as well. So you're applying to not only the Jamshedpur program, but also to the Delhi campus. Now, in addition to this, they also accept the GMAT and the GRE for the PGDM GM program. So just in case you're applying to PGDM GM, for which you need a minimum of 5 years of WorkX, then you can also submit your GMAT or the GRE score. And for that, the application fee would be 2,500. So let me create my account now and show you the entire application form. So once you click on the register button, you're going to get a pop-up like this. And here you have to enter your name, email address, the mobile number, and any password of your choice. After this, you have to select the state and the city, complete the CAPTCHA and click on I agree, and then click on register. Once you do this, you're going to get an email with confirmation and you have to click on that link, post which your account gets activated. And then using the user ID and the password, you can log into your account and start filling the form. So let me show you how the dashboard looks like. So now I have logged into the dashboard and this is the first thing that you will see. So on the left hand side, there are a lot of options such as your profile and the application form, queries and communication, etc. The main page will show you the application form, and here you are going to see the application form 23. If you hover over this, it will show you the application fees, which is 2,000 and additional fee of 200 per program. We are going to click on apply now and start filling the form. But just in case you're also applying to the PGDM GM program or the executive PGDM program, for which you need 5 years of WorkX, then there is an option to submit your GMAT and the GRE score and apply through it, and for which there is a separate form. So those of you taking the XAT for the regular 2-year full-time MBA program, you will have to click on the first option, which is the XAT application form 23. Click on apply now and then you start filling it. So there are 6 parts to the XAT application form. We are on the first part right now, which is basic details. Now, a lot of this information will be pre-populated from the data that you had entered when you created your account. So your name, last name, email address, your mobile number, those things will already be there. You will have to fill the other data points which are mandatory. So you start with the title, the middle name, the alternate email address if you want to give it. It's an optional field, but it will be a good idea to give that. Then the alternate mobile number, date of birth, age as on 31st August, your gender, nationality, marital status, and blood group. Now, after this, you have a question which says, do you belong to person with disability? You can make the selection which is applicable to you. And in case you need a scribe, you can also specify that as the requirement. After this, the question is, do you belong to a Kashmiri migrant or a Kashmiri non-migrant family? Again, make the selection which is applicable in your case. So the next section is parent details. And here you have 3 choices: father and mother details, single parent, or guardian details. So let's say if you make the first choice, which is father and mother details, you will have to specify the title. So let me select Mr. And after this, there are a few more data points that you'll have to submit. So father's name, email address, mobile number, and the occupation. So let's say I make a selection which is private sector. Then the designation, organization, and annual income also needs to be entered. So it will be a good idea to talk to your parents once before you start filling the form and gather this information, especially the occupation, designation, the organization, and the annual income. You have to do the same thing for mother's details as well. And after this, you have the communication address. So here you'll have to select country. Once you make the selection of state, you will also have to enter the district, and you will also have to enter the city. After this, you enter the address line 1, 2, and the PIN code. And once you're done with all of this, you can move to the next step, which is going to be academic details. So let me complete all this information and show you the academic details part of it. So now we are on step 2, which is going to be academic details. We will be starting with the 10th standard, and they have mentioned that you are supposed to enter the maximum and the obtained marks for all the subjects for which you have appeared. So include all subjects while calculating your CGPA or percentage for both 10th as well as 12th standard. So here you'll have to first select the state, and once you make the state selection, you'll have to select the city. After this, you have to enter the institute name, the board from which you did your 10th standard, then the year of completion, marking scheme, where you can select either percentage or CGPA. So if you select CGPA, then you can directly enter the obtained CGPA out of the maximum scale that you have selected. If you have selected percentage, you'll have to specify the maximum marks and the obtained marks, and it will auto calculate what the percentage is going to be. Let's move ahead to the 12th standard details. So after this, you'll have to select whether you have done 12th or you have done diploma. So here, let's say if I select 12th, there are some questions that you will get, and the questions are essentially similar to what you had for the 10th standard. And you will have to select the state, the city, the institute name, board and university. The stream is an additional question this time, so arts, commerce, science, and so on. And then marking scheme, again, you have percentage or CGPA as an option. So you can complete this part of it, and then you move to the next section, which is other qualification details. So under professional degree, the question is whether you have any professional degree such as CA, CS, ICWA, or CFA prior to your bachelor's degree. So here, if you have selected yes, then it will ask you for those degrees such as CA, ICWA, and so on. And it will also ask you for the completion status. So let's say if I select CA, I'll have to enter what is the completion status, have I completed it or it is in progress. And then I will have to enter the inter marks and the final marks, the month and year of course commencement, and the month and year of completion. Let's say if you select CFA, let's see what options you get in addition to this. So you are still going to have similar options, but now you have degree completion status, the level, the month and year of commencement, and month and year of completion. Now, if you don't have any qualifications like these, you can simply select no, and then you don't have to enter any details. Let's move to graduation details now. So in terms of graduation details, the first thing that you start with is the graduation type, which is single, dual, or integrated. After this, you have to select the graduation state, and then university or college type, graduation exam pattern, whether it was year-wise or semester-wise. And after this, there's a note which says, kindly mention the aggregate percentage of marks obtained till date. So you have to ensure that you take all the semesters or all the years that you have obtained so far. You can select the name of the degree, enter the stream, the year of passing, and the result status, whether it is awaited or it is declared. And then the marking scheme has to be selected, post which, again, similar to what we had for 10-12, if it is CGPA, you have to enter the obtained CGPA. If it is percentage, you'll have to select the maximum marks, the obtained marks, and the percentage will get auto-calculated. Let's move to the postgraduate degree section. So after this, you have the postgraduate degree, and here it says yes or no. If you select yes, you'll have to enter the details of it. So in case you have some post-graduation qualification, you can enter those details. It is very similar to the graduation detail question that you had. Now, if you don't have any postgraduate degree, you can simply select no here and then move forward to the next step, which is going to be work experience. So let me complete this part and show you the work ex section. So we are on step 3 now, which is going to be work experience and program details, starting with work ex. So the first thing that you'll have to answer is whether you have work ex or not. And if you make the choice as yes, please note that you'll have to enter your work ex as on 31st March 2023. So this is different from the CAT application, which caps your work ex at July of 22. Here you will have to enter work ex as on 31st March 23, how much it is going to be. Now, only full-time experience after graduation must be entered, and part-time, project, internship, articleship, any pre-graduation work ex that you have should not be entered and will not be counted as work experience. You have to mention the most recent experience details first, and so on up to 5 employments. So let me enter some dummy data and show you how that looks. So I'm going to start with the first employer, or that will be my current employer or my last employer. So I'll have to select some designation. So let me say ABC, and from date, let's say I make a random selection here to a particular date. Let's say this as the date. So the duration of service in months will get auto calculated. After this, if I want to enter one more employer, I can click on more and I'll have to enter similar details. And then once I enter this, it will add up the duration of service and calculate the total work experience for you. So as they mentioned, you can mention up to 5 employments, starting with the most recent experience first. So you can complete this information and move to the next part, which is program selection. So the program details part is very, very important. So make sure that you do the right selections here. The question is, do you want to apply for XLRI? Obviously, the answer will be yes. And for programs, you have 5 options. The first one is business management, human resource management, general management, GM, fellow program in management, and the double masters program. So here the BM program and the HRM program, let's say you make these two choices, it will ask you for what is going to be your preference. So what will be the first preference between HRM and BM? Again, you can make the choice that you want to have. If you prefer BM over HRM, you can select that as the first preference. Now, general management program is something which is for people with more than 5 years of work experience, and this is a 1-year program. So for general management, the minimum eligibility is 5 years of work ex as indicated in this note here. And if you make the BM program selection, it will be taken as a preference for both Delhi and Jamshedpur campus, as I had also mentioned at the beginning of the video. The fellow program in management, which is FPM, that's the PhD program. You can check the eligibility. If you're somebody who is applying for the PhD, you can do that. And the double master's program also had some eligibility requirement. You can go through it. It's a newly started program. So just in case you're interested, you can select that program as well. Now, once you have completed the program selection, you will have to select the test city preference. So select first city. So you can give the first city preference that you have. And after this, you can select the second city preference. Once you're done with this, and once you've confirmed all the data that you have selected here in terms of program selection, you will have to click on the next, and that will take you to the upload document section. So let me complete this part and show you the document section of this. So we are now on the next section, which is going to be upload documents. And here you have to first start with your photograph and your signature. The file size limit is 50 KB. So just in case you need, you can use picresize.com to reduce the size of your photograph and the signature. Only JPG and JPEG formats are allowed. After this, you'll have to select the proof of identity. There are 5 options: Aadhaar, PAN, voter ID, driving license, and passport. And once you make a particular selection, you'll have to enter the number on the identity proof that you have and then upload the document as well. So the maximum limit here is 1 MB, and you can upload a PDF or a JPEG or JPG. Once you're done with this, you can click on next and move to the next section. So the step 5 is very simple. It is just declaration, and your applicant name and the date will be auto-populated. So you don't have to do anything. But the important thing at this stage is to go through the entire application that you have done, because you can preview it, you can go through all the details. Make sure that you check it once or twice to confirm that everything that you have entered is correct, and then only move to the next stage, which is going to be payment. So now we have reached the last stage, which is payment. And here you will get the total of the XAT application fee plus the XLRI programs for which you have applied. So since I had made 3 selections, it is showing me 2000 plus 200 into 3, which is 2600 as the total. If you have made only one choice, it will be 2200 rupees. So once you're done with this, you can complete the payment using debit card, credit card, and net banking, and so on. And once you're done, you have completed the XAT registration plus the XLRI application process. Please keep in mind that there are a lot of institutes apart from XLRI who are going to accept the XAT score. But if you are planning to apply to them, you'll have to apply separately to those institutes. So just because you have filled the XAT form does not mean that your score will be automatically sent to all those institutions. You need to apply to them separately. So in the document, in the description, you will see a document wherein we have given a list of top institutes that accept the XAT score. You can go through it and look at the cutoffs and some of the other details that we will share about them and make the choices in terms of which colleges you wish to apply to. So with this, we have completed this particular video. I hope you have found this useful, and just in case if you have any queries, feel free to put a comment below. We'll be very happy to answer your questions. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one, and wish all of you all the best.